Good morning, Anneke. I love you. Now, when you get your bass, it's going to be in this case. When you take it out of the box, you've got to be very careful. When you take it out of the case, you've got zippers up here. Go ahead and unzip it all the way down to the bottom. And then you can take your bass out. Okay? Now, it's going to be detuned so that during shipping, the tension, there's no tension on the neck, so that the tension doesn't pull the neck and possibly break it when it's bouncing around all the way to Georgia. So I tuned it down. But I'm sending you a tuner. Handy little device. So you're going to have to tune the guitar up. Now, each of these strings, when I box it, will be one full turn of the tuning peg. And you'll use the tuner. That's this thing. See it right here? Okay. On the left side here is power. That turns it on. And you really can't see it through the camera, can you? There it is. There it is. Anyway, you see the numbers down there on the bottom? They say 440. This other button on the right changes those numbers, and that changes the tuning. You want it to say 440. If you accidentally hit that button on the right and it goes to 441, 442, 443, whatever, you got to push that button until it comes back and it reads 440. Alright? The tuner clips on the headstock, like so. Make sure that this part of it here is flat on the headstock. You can angle it so that you can see it. Alright. That's what it's going to sound like when you pull it out of the box. You're going to have to tune it. Like I said, it's one full turn, so if we go 1, 2, that gets us close. And once you get close to the first string, is going to be E. Once you get close to E, you got to just turn it just a little bit, not too far. Until it turns green. You probably can't see that. Anyway, the screen will be red until it's in tune, and when it's in tune, it'll turn green, and the little needle will be right up the middle, and it'll say E. The next note on the next string, we're going to go from the thickest string down to the thinnest string. The next string is an A. So we're going to turn it 2 times, one full turn. And that'll bring us close, and that brought us right to A. Okay? And same thing with the next one. 1, 2. And that brought us right to D. And then the last one, so this is a D. The last one's a G. Yeah, it's out because it's tuned down. So we're going to 1, 2. once you've got them tuned like that, go back and do it again. Because now that there's some tension on the neck's pulling forward, the strings that you already tuned are going to be flat. Wow. Okay, that's kind of loud. Let me try this again. Turn that down. Okay, so your E will sound like this. Make it sound like this. And the tuner will turn green with the needle up the middle, and it'll say the letter that it is. It'll say E. If it says D with the pound sign, it means D sharp. That means that you're too low and it's got to come up some. And if it says F, you're too high and you got to come back. Your A should sound like this. Now if it says G sharp, that's the G with the pound sign, you're too low, it's got to go up. If it says A sharp, you're too high, you got to come back. So pay attention to what the little screen is saying on the tuner. This is D. Now if it says C sharp, you're too low. If the tuner is reading C sharp. If it says D sharp, you're too high. So C sharp, you'll tune it up some more. D sharp, you'll come back a little bit. And this is a G. If it reads G sharp, you're too high, it's got to come back. If it reads F sharp, you're too low and it needs to come up. So E, A, D, and G. Get used to what those sound like, because once you do, then you won't really need the tuner. It'll just be to fine tune it. You'll be able to get it pretty close by ear. Alright, we'll start your video lessons soon, but here you go, sweetie. I love you. Happy birthday. I miss you so much. I hope you enjoy the bass, Anneke. I want to see lots of pictures of you with it. Love you, my beautiful daughter.